Hello everybody, I'm just about ready to get started. Welcome Try. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome back a second time, as you stated. So let's chat a little bit. So, the intent for today's stream, for people that may or may not know what Mayhem is, because it's been a while since we played it, I'm working on what is a spin-off of a crowd control-esque application known as Chaos. So I've made it my own thing. I'm slowly reworking some visuals and things like that. But the focus for today is making sure that the chat-controlled actions, such as speeding up the character, slowing down, etc., are still working as intended. But I'm gonna go through a little changelog before we get too much further. Just give me 1 second and see if it loads correctly. Sort of, kind of. Okay, let's scroll back up. So there's been a lot of requests to update Mayhem from people that are still actively doing it. In fact, let me resize this a little bit. Don't need it this wide, honestly. Oh. Good enough for now, I guess. So I'll just go through some loose things that we're looking to check for. I'm gonna make it optional to respawn Richter whenever you guys use tough bosses. It's usually fun in most scenarios, but for people that are in truly brutal mods to the game, in particular one known as Kind and Fair, fighting Richter multiple times is just absolutely horrendous. So I'm gonna give streamers like Chrisigrim a little break there by allowing you to change it. There's also a new setting I have for Kind and Fair. Since some of the enemy damage is astronomical, like for people used to the vanilla game of SotN, it's very rare anything will hit you for over 100 damage, and kind of on the flip side for Kind and Fair, it is not uncommon for something to hit you for 200 plus damage. So I have a little checkbox. I will not play with it today, but the intent being that anything that's supposed to give you a defense up will scale, so our unarmed, our rushdown, our face tank should be a little better. One thing I'm going to enable for today, which is not something I normally play with, is the Rewind command. So for people that don't know what that does, essentially, if I'm in a room that does not soft lock the game, you will warp me back to the last doorway that I've been to, and from there, I will basically have to backtrack all the way through certain areas. That can also stop me from beating certain bosses. It is quite cruel. But to make it a little better for streamers like Chrisigrim, I'm going to say his name quite a bit in the notes, since a lot of these are geared towards him in particular. We're looking to maintain some of the menu options, since technically it's like a full reset of the game. And it would be nice if it kept for example, the Joseph's cloak color and the window color. And there's also a little glitch with it. I have to see if this applies to the Medusa room. So I might take manual control briefly to apply this to myself. But it's actually possible to clip out of bounds in the Hippogriff room. I didn't realize that was even possible until I was watching somebody else play it, since the doorway it would zip you to closes if the boss is active. So if you come inside, the door closes, then somebody rewinds, you'll actually get clipped through the floor. So hopefully, I've just disabled it in this room in general, so I'm gonna allow you to zip into it as long as you're not in that room to begin with, because technically that door is a loading zone, which is annoying, but it kind of is what it is. To rebalance some things, I'm adding in more cloaks to the merchant ability, including reverse cloak and Joseph's cloak, so that way we have more color variety. Because this hack in particular, well, not hack, this modification in particular changes your colors quite frequently. So being able to show off, for example, the axe armor special custom colors via equipping different cloaks would be kind of neat. Very, very small buff for unarmed. It gives 50 or 100 con, depending on the level. It's not really a big difference. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's like 100 con sounds like a lot, but SotN con is like so garbage. I think 100 con is not even for defense. Like we're talking like extraordinarily minor defense increase. And while it's very good in vanilla, I mostly did that to kind of counterbalance things like Kind and Fair, where the the lowest damage is so much higher than Vanilla's average damage. So, mostly for that. I don't expect this to be a huge gameplay impact either way. One thing I am going to test out, and I feel like we'll probably crash the game at some point, since this is probably the biggest area of contention, is this hearts only. So originally, let's take, for example, an axe. You can only normally throw, I think, 2 axes at once in vanilla. I can double that, so you could throw 4 axes, as an example, as part of hearts only. However, one issue that was coming to the forefront when we were doing these kinds of changes is that I wasn't able to modify the damage of every single sub-weapon that came up. Now, instead of increasing just 2 of the sub-weapons damage, I'm allowed to increase up to 6 parts of the sub-weapon damage. So consequently, that makes the damage each sub-weapon deals astronomical. So it needed a damage formula change. So I'm hoping between basing it off of your current int and bonus int, and also reducing damage per sub-weapon slot it takes up, it'll curb it to a more sane value. We'll see. It'll probably still be very crazy, but that's the gist of it there. Oh. Actually, I just realized... I want to include the notes for the axe armor changes later. I don't want to go into those right now. I don't think we'll actually test axe armor today. I will acknowledge I've made changes to make more of the commands work with axe armor, but I don't think we're going to see that today, outside of one thing I want to show off. So I'm mostly just focusing on what the chat will have control over today. Actually, this is also specific to axe armor, so we're gonna ignore that one as well. Let's see, anything else that applies to the chat? Oh, one big thing that was requested. So originally it would take a random item slot if you did things like confiscate or trap, as an example. The goal going forward is for it to use some smart logic. So I have it check for empty slots, and it prefers to remove equipped slots. Now, if it doesn't find any, it's fine. It just continues on its merry way. But one other big thing with the traps, which usually it had, I think, a 1 in, yeah, I wrote it there, 1 in 8 chance to steal items. Normally, I'm now including a super version of trap. In fact, the goal of every single command now is to have a super version of it. So a lot of the bad effects didn't really have a super counterpart. So it led to the meter being kind of stagnant if people didn't play with those. So I decided, you know what? Why don't we improve things? So let's take, for example, HP for MP, which costs HP whenever you do a spell. I'm now doubling the cost, so 2 HP for every 1 MP spent. But also I'm adding a drain effect. I think it's just one a second. I think it's by default. So I want commands to feel more impactful. In particular, Trap probably has the most versions of it, so either it gives you stats down, or it really cuts into your current health, or it robs you of multiple weapon slots instead of just one. And what I'm looking to do is every single trap will result in a slam, because chat loves slam. That is definitely chat's favorite command, so I decided, you know what, we'll give slam on a super version of trap, guaranteed. It cannot slam jam, from what I remember. I'm gonna put a caveat here. Super trap causing slam cannot slam jam. Otherwise, trap would just be overwhelmingly powerful. Like, just if it could cause slam jam, it would just legit be the most powerful command in the game. I feel like GG, it's over. Chat wins. Get juggled. I'm trying a new bonus where I don't give you a defense increase, so it makes you very frail and you will explode instantly. See how I feel about it. Confiscate. What I'm looking to do is I don't want it to remove all inventory items. I felt like that command was way too powerful as a base effect, because the impact on this in late game literally can take away like 90% or more of your total items, which is insane. That includes like potions, backup weapons, backup armor. There's a lot of passive effects you get in axe armor in particular. So what I'm looking to do instead is, instead of removing inventory items by default, it removes minor relics. So what constitutes a minor relic? Oh, I actually didn't write it in here. Okay, well then I'll explain it. So the idea of the minor relics is anything that is not directly used for progression potentially could be removed. So like Soul of Bat cannot be removed. Wolf can be removed only if you have Flight, aka Form of Mist, or Bat. If you don't have one of those two to fit through like the All Rocks chamber squeeze, I do not remove Wolf. Anything that is also kind of supplementary, like I'll give an example, Holy Symbol or Skill of Wolf or Fire of Bat, which cannot ever be used for progression, I will remove it. Now the caveat to that is technically Sonar and Bat is for progression, so I will not remove that. I do not expect players to do Blind Bat as an example, but I wanted to add a little bit of a challenge, because this means that this actually has an amazing impact on Axe Armor. It can really greatly weaken you in a way that wasn't able to be done before. And I will say from the standpoint of Alucard, this now inconveniences you in a different way than Confiscate usually did. Now I will state, I will allow the inventory removal if you do the super version. I want chat to commit to doing the super version. If they do not super, I do not think you should get the free inventory wipe. So I'm still leaving that in the game. It's just locked behind super now. And then for anything calculating the removal of items and relics and golds, etc., will be improved with the super version. Just double how many relics you have. If I don't have any relics, it doesn't do as much. But again, inventory removal is incredibly powerful. There's only a handful of commands that I even give that to at all. In fact, I removed it from anything that isn't like literally the final tier of an item, or tier of a category, I mean. Potions can double, they double the healing effect, and they grant special versions of potions, like plus 20 to all stats and 20 defense, or gain all resist plus shield potion, which is actually pretty useful, especially on high difficulty. Shield potion in particular will save lives. I would say the biggest change, not to time stop granting invincibility on super is actually pretty good. But I will say, Summoner went through huge changes. My complaint with summoning allies, which are based off the enemies, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to switch the song. I've had enough of the song on loop. We're going to hear the other version of said song. There we go, other version of said song. So what we're going to do is I want Summoner to actually be more controllable. So how do I do that and still leave it somewhat fair for the people watching the stream? So, one, I'm going to make it based off the player direction facing. So if I'm facing to the right, enemies can only spawn to the right of me. Now that doesn't mean enemies cannot end up left of me, because if I'm walking forward and they spawn above me, they might end up slightly behind me. However, I've now cut off half of the screen for potential spawns. Then, as a change to the logic, more often than not, I will favor spawning them above the player by a certain height. Not max screen, but a certain height above the player, and a little tiny bit below. The reason I feel like this is useful is because more often than not in Castlevania, you're climbing vertically, and then half of the times that you're falling, it doesn't really matter if they spawn below or above, because they'll still land in the same spot. Whereas a lot of the times when you're going through things like library and going vertical, it's more important that they zip into the floor or above the floor to help you out. Normally, if something is beneath you, there's not usually a lot of enemies directly where you drop down. Now, there are like a couple of exceptions, but again, those are kind of exceptions to the rule. Like, think comparatively to like how many times you're in like a clock tower or a staircase in SotN in particular, and there are Medusas everywhere, there are stupid flying armors, there could be anything above you. It could be bomb armors when you're going sideways in reverse castle, right? You're taking the left route. This will make it so that more often than not, it will clear the way where you need to go. Because I feel like the game design in general is that you don't ever really have to fall down into an enemy. Now, obviously, there are some exceptions to that rule. Like, for example, if you go left from the reverse clock room, there are the Jack-o'-bones, which are technically below you in the doorway. But as I said before, it's not really going to make a big difference if they fall down into those kinds of areas. Whereas it makes a huge difference when you're climbing that it spawns above you versus below you. So I feel like effectively this should make it spawn more consistently in more useful places, and it gives the player control where to put the summons. So I feel like it adds a little bit of a gameplay edge to it to make sure, you know, you're always facing where you want to go. And you have to be very careful. Like if you're just backdashing through the castle, it will not be as useful. Which I guess I do have to think about it that way. I might have to change it for Alucard. Like, this is not a problem for Axe Armor. Maybe I do have to consider that for Alucard. And that's where I want to get a feel for it. So maybe I'll check for player state. Actually, that's a good point. We're probably going to change it after the stream. So I'm going to say check for backdash state. So I'm going to say in the exception that you are backdashing, see, that's why we go over the patch notes. we figure things out before we even test the game to go, oh, backdashing is pretty common. Okay, so I was thinking from an Axe Armor perspective, I don't need to change anything, but for Alucard, I think I need a small tweak. But I still like everything else. I like the vertical spawn range restriction. I like the above versus below. I think it needs an Alucard tweak, and I think we're good to go. I don't think I'll do that on stream at the moment. I might look at his state just to see if it's like 12 or 13 and it only varies between those two states. Maybe I'll make the change. I'll do a quick little check. But either way, should be interesting. So anyway, let's go through Axe Armor another day. All you need to know is Axe Armor jump got fixed for single gravity boots. And I nerfed Holy Water. Holy Water was so powerful. It needed the nerf. I hope you enjoyed the Holy Water. That was just so ridiculous as is. So anyway, enough of Bloodstained music. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. Actually, let me reboot into the game. Might be a more clean way of putting it. Definitely try. So try, I'm going to need your help. I need a seed name at some point. So we're going to do like a quick sanity test before we go through with the rest of the game. But they should be in here. So maybe I'll grab, if it's really straightforward, I will grab the Alucard backdash state. Because there's not a lot of scenarios where you would be facing not the way you want to go. With the exception, of course, being backdash. So I think it'll be in the final version. As I said before, I'll make that consideration. Let's jump into Mayhem. Seed name Christmas. Fair enough. It's Christmas somewhere, literally. So I'm going to test a couple things. So give me a moment. Alright, so here I'm just showing off the single boot gravity jump. Seems to work. So that's the gravity jump. If I try to mash it, nothing happens. I can do regular jumps to extend it, but that's about it. So one thing I'm going to double check. I'm going to unequip stuff real quick. There's one I'm not as sure about. Hello, Chris. Hope you're doing well. I'm going to go ahead and do Max Mayhem first. Now, I turned off the voices temporarily. I will turn them on later on. Just want to see one thing for HP for MP. Did this get fixed? No. The MP cost is working, but the drain is not working. I mean, that's fine. I'll just make a small note. Unfortunately, I ended up sleeping between streams. I was not feeling all that great. So I knew that this needed more work. So it looks like something is missing. Drain effect missing. So that'll be in the final version. I don't think it'll impact the gameplay testing today, as it still doubles up how much it costs MP-wise, which is pretty impactful, because that makes things like Soul Steel ultra deadly. Or even just Tetra Spirit's almost an insta-death. So I feel like that's still probably fair. Just done with exchanging gifts with family, still under the weather. Sorry to hear you're still not feeling well. Now, one thing I just want to check with the chat real quick. So we're going to do a RAM watch. Oh, cool. The RAM watch is still set up. Where is that at? Is that in Axe Armor? I need to remember which RAM watch I'm using. Is that under movement? No. 1 second. I'll figure it out eventually. Ah, state. I just want to see what this value is. So you can see, like, if I'm moving left or right. Minimize this. I actually can't see it myself. If I move left or right, the state changes to 1 or 0 if I'm neutral. If I'm crouching, it's 2. Ah. Okay. So it looks like backdashing is state 0, but action 3. So I'm just going to make a small note here. State 0, action 3. Now, I just want... Do I have a shield? I do. Okay, so what does it look like when I do this? Oh. Helps if I put that on the right hand. What is the value for holding up? 1 on the action menu. Okay, so if it's 3 or 2... How do I determine if he's moving or not with this? I guess I could just do 3. Like, it very briefly changes to 2. For now, I'll leave action as equal to 3. We'll see. It'll need to be fine-tuned, but that's something I could just do, like, right now. It's honestly not a big change. Let's see. We'll make changes live. Well, we'll let the music play, so that way Chat can hear some music. But I think that's worth testing. It'll sometimes put enemies in front of you, so it's kind of like the old behavior, but it is more consistent in every other scenario, which I'm okay with, honestly. It doesn't have to be perfect. Let's see. So if it's left... Oh, you okay there, SotN? You had a little hiccup there? It does not like me having other things open while SotN is there. We'll close it eventually. Actually, chat, the Magilu chatbot should be active. I haven't seen it try to say anything, which has me a little worried. God. Oh no, it's awake. It just wasn't announcing anything. So you are passively gaining gold for the actual testing, so don't worry. Even though it hasn't started yet, you're earning it. Trying to slam. Sorry, try. That's not active. Did not turn that on yet. Speaking of which, I have to make sure the bot key's in there. What do I do for this? I guess it's like SotN API, .alucard API, .state equals 3. Or no, action. I need action. Action equals 3. And state equals 0. I think that should be good enough. Just want to see one thing before I go further. Sorry about the pausing. I didn't intend to code while streaming. It really does not like having multiple applications open. Let me close a few so it's a little less hiccupy. It's behaving a little more politely now. think this will work. Okay, so I'm at least having it consider if you're doing backdashing specifically. If you're doing the shield, it'll behave as before. I think that's about as good as I can really get it, honestly. So, it'll still be somewhat random if you're backdashing, but if all you're doing is pure backdashing, then it's consistent. So I'd rather cover it in more scenarios than not, you know what I mean, chat? Just small quality of life changes for the players. See, chat is testing out the perform. Looks like Chris has defeated the Prickle Boar. Congratulations. Earn that Gald. Ooh, I saw chat went bust on the perform. Brutal. Ouch, indeed. Profound sadness from the chat. Big oof. In my defense, it's rigged in your favor. It's not even 50-50. I think it's like 51 to 55, depending on if you're a subscriber or not, or a regular. So it's definitely leaning towards your favor, for sure. So I think that's good enough then. One other thing I need to check later, I don't know if I'll do it now or not. There's one spike room that actually does not grant invincibility for axe armor. However, I don't know if I'll worry about it this patch. I'm not going to hold up the patch for that, but I will make a small note. It's one people don't normally go to. It's in Reverse Castle, where Reverse Spike Breaker would be. That's not a check you would ever have to do in any seed, and I kind of forgot about it, to be honest with you. So I'll check it out eventually. Oh, speaking of which, I'm going to check the HP for NP. I just want to see if it's something very simple. I mean, I think the code of it cycling through is fine. I just think the tick timer is not quite right. So that's why I'm just double checking it. I mean, allegedly it should have worked. I guess what I could do is I'll try one thing to see if it fixes it. Because I do the same thing I do for regen. I think I added like one extra line. I'm going to see if that one extra line is causing it to freak out. So tick timer is good. So that starts it, and then it stops it if it's super. I mean, to me that looks okay, but you know, it's been a while since I programmed in C#. And I'm not... I was not trained in C# whatsoever. So I'm sure I got something wrong. Anyway, let's go ahead and make a new seed. That's all I really wanted to test. Actually, well... there's one more thing I want to test before we go further. I'm going to do hearts only up to level 2. Just to make sure that doesn't crash the game. And I think we're good to go. I'll heal myself a little bit here. We'll turn on the voices. I'm missing the bot API key. This is why I check these things. So we're just going to wait for this wear out, and then after that, I promise we will get started. Okay, got the API key. Excellent. Saving. So I think I'm good now. One thing I have to check later are if all the sound files are going to the right place. Is I technically added something called Major Trap. I could test it out a little bit. I wish I could swap over to Axe Armor right now, but I really just want to test hearts only. So anyway, I'll figure out what I want to do with that. So, one more.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
Okay, hopefully that voice was the right volume. Let me know, chat, if I need to adjust the voice before we go further. Oh, that's right. Regen conflicts with hearts only. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was my bad. Well, anyway, while this is happening, I guess I could generate a seed. Interesting. It stacked that time, though. You can see I have double Bible out. Normally, you can only have one. So the fact the game hasn't crashed is a good sign. Because that was my concern before I mislabeled one of the cheats. So it was not able to duplicate. I'm gonna test to make sure they're both doing damage. Nothing weird has happened there. So let's come back in the same room. Looking like it does damage. Okay. So I think that's good. That was the one I was probably the most concerned with. If it can at least get to that state, I'm happy with it. So we're gonna go ahead and create a new seed. So sorry if you're expecting expert level gameplay. I have not touched this game basically at all in many, many months. Not an expedition seed, oh my gosh. I would lose it, Chad. I would absolutely lose it if I had to do an expedition. No, what we'll do, well, do I really want to do casual? Not really. I feel like every single time I go to pick a seed, my answer is just I just want to play guarded OG. I think I'm just gonna play guarded OG. I don't know, I just like the flow of the seed. So anyway, let's close this for now. It sounds like the sound is working. The bot sounds like it was working. So we're just gonna generate a new seed and I guess we'll test the game, question mark. Oh, one thing I forgot to showcase was the window colors on Rewind, but that's fine. I'm sure chat will test that for me at some point. Chat's like, got your back. We're going to be using Rewind the whole game. Don't worry about that. And I'm like, you're right. You're right. Okay, so it looks like the seed is or not the seed. The file is ready. My brain is slowly processing how to do this. Where is... Oh, it's in here. Okay, perfect. So I can just delete this one. Wow, the last time I made a seed was on October 1st. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. We're going to go ahead and switch that over. And when I boot it up, it should be good to go. Now, I just have to remember not to hit the save states at any point, or else it will load in with the old seed stuff, which is obviously not what I want to do. Is the starting sword really Heaven's Sword? Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? It's Heaven's Sword, Axe Lord, Shield. What a starting pair. Right, chat? What a duo, as it were. So I'm just oh, I didn't open Castlevania yet. That would be step one. So we're gonna boot Castlevania up. We're gonna launch the tools. I know. I like a seed that actually generated Heaven's Sword. What are the odds, chat? Christmas sword is heavenly, I guess. I guess that it checks out. It's very Christmassy. Gift from the heavens, indeed. Let's see. Okay, everything booted up fine on my end. I'm gonna leave in the boosted axe armor in case I do find axe lord armor. Because I do need to test a couple of things there. But I'll try not to use it too much. It'll be a... I want to see what happens if it's not on perma axe armor kind of thing. So let me remember, chat. I think I have to connect here. And then I start. And then it should tell me Mayhem has started. Then it should say bot connected. Yes, bot connected. Okay. Good sign. Do I have my old commands for starting up Mayhem? Question mark. Oh, do I actually not? Oh, that's awkward. I think this was used to start Mayhem. 1 second. It has been a long time since we did Mayhem. So let's move this here so chat can see that. I think this was right. Okay, I see the timers have started, so that's a good sign. So I'm gonna assume things are active as of right now. Now, unfortunately, the stream was meant to start a little earlier than it did, but man oh man, everything wanted an update, chat. It was driving me actually wild. Like, no joke. Like, Stream Decks wanted an update, OBS wanted an update, the chatbot wouldn't even open without an update, then it wanted me to re-authenticate, then it wanted tokens. I was like, oh my gosh, just let me start the stream. It took me like 40 minutes to start up. It's brutal, chat. Absolutely brutal. But probably not as brutal as chat will be towards me tonight. We'll see. Okay, do I even remember how to shield dash? I kind of do. Okay, that's a good start. Sort of. Good enough. I forgot where the big heart was. Oh, there it is. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing, chat. I'm gonna call that brain fart syndrome. I don't know why I was pressing those buttons. Like, I know what to do, but my brain just was like, oh, you're further over than you normally are. That's kind of annoying, actually. I think that's a good stack, although he's very close to me. I'm not sure if this will work. Oh, it did. Unfortunately, he stopped me from getting the cross, but good enough, honestly. The most important thing is I get the stack. I'll live with the holy water. It's not a big deal. Yeah, see, I did my trick of doing the 2 sub-weapon throws before I do the holy water, and that almost always gives me the right timing. Like, that timing was perfect. Now, weirdly, it doesn't work if he's on the right side of the screen, but if he's in the middle or the left, it works in both. Alright, so now we're in the game. So everything should be coming off cooldowns now. So we're gonna briefly update the window color for future rewind reference. So give me 1 second, chat. A little mercy here. I came with reverse cloak. Interesting. Let's give us, like, I don't know. Sure, we'll make it reddish. That way it'll be very obvious if it's, not working. We already know about the Heaven Sword. Oh no. Oh no. I forgot how to do the turbo slide. Okay, let's get out of here. That Heaven Sword is trying so hard to catch me. I'm just too fast, chat. Oh, that off-screen kill? Do you like that belief? It actually can't keep up with me. Oh no, I can only throw it once in turbo mode. That's horrible. Like, actually legit terrible. Anyway, goodbye, Heaven Sword. I knew you briefly. Oh boy. Oh man, turbo jumping is brutal. Can we talk about it? Oh, already lost some gold. Nice. Oh, there we go. Actually managed to reach the save. Zircon, ew. What terrible starting items. Like, just actually terrible, chat. Not a single weapon so far, not a great start. I mean, dynamite might help me later for all rocks.
Looks like a wonderland over here.
Stats got swapped. I got Form of Mist at the start. Interesting. So I already can't do the gravity boot check later for axe armor.
Easy peasy.
Oh, or Try will give me gravity boots. Thank you, Try. I will use that in a moment, actually. What is my strength? Strength is 7? Oh my gosh. That's actually horrendous. Another elixir. Interesting. Rip my stats, apparently.
Down 100 bajillion gold.
Oh, I think because I took damage. I think that's what it was. I think because I got hit in the other fight because I was too close. That actually will make a difference later. Okay, so let's do... There we go. If you bonk, you can't change your direction? Oh, that was weird. That time I was able to do it. Very weird. I was holding right the whole time. Got early Cupizoe. Okay. I mean, I got it regardless due to Hearts Only, but good to know, I guess.
Speed is key nowadays. Speed!
Okay, we'll take advantage of speed up. Masamune, really? Alright, well, you know, just get the best weapon in the game, more or less. Okay.
Easy.
That's fine. I'm sure chat will let me keep the Masamune once I equip it. I'm sure chat wouldn't let something horrible happen to the Masamune. Nice, heart's only one, kicking in. You know what? This is mayhem. I gotta save at every save. I don't trust the chat. It'll be like tough bosses, get juggled, slam at some point. They'll be like, how dare you get Masamune? Swap equipment? Unfortunately, I didn't equip the Masamune yet. So that was a little preemptive. So now I can equip the Masamune. If you had waited slightly longer, that would have got me. But alas, now we are here. Speaking of which, how do you do the Masamune special? It's actually important for me to know this. Is it just back forward? Oh, rush down one, great timing. Okay, it's got a bonk. It's okay, chat, we just bonk into Gaibon. It's fine. Totally fair boss fight, totally fair. Oh, there's the get juggled. There we go. Course correct my height. No relic. Oh. No, doing all these like early checks with gravity boot missed. Like, how often do you do that in a seed? No reward. 0 reward, chat. I'm just gonna bonk into them like a big dummy. It's fine. Got places to go. I do not want the other thing. Used min stats, brutal. I forget if I applied a sound effect or not to that. I'm gonna just, one second, I'm gonna make a small note. I didn't hear a sound.
Single breath, they appear. Here they come.
But it just might be unassigned. Let me just verify. Check min stats later. Eventually I do want sound effects on all of these, so I think I have to go digging back into Berseria at some point. So, rip my stats. Although, I've somehow gained overall stats. Oh, there's the rewind. And you can see the color's still red. So thank you, Try, for helping check that out. I'm gonna walk in, cruising on in. Oh, I like the changing color. What Coke is this? Twilight Coke. Huh. I think it's like that in vanilla.
What in the world?
Super ambush. Uh-oh. I need to go save. Oh, no.
It's probably the vengeful spirits of those who.
I am really surprised an enemy did not spawn between me and the save. I thought for sure I was gonna dash into it. But you know what? We'll take it. Okay, so if I die now, not a big deal. Okay. Super ambush get juggled is super brutal. Oh, I despawned him, I think. Interesting. We will respect every enemy. I will take it very slow.
Better watch your step.
Oh no, I didn't watch my step. I didn't watch my step, GG. Chat got me. I didn't watch my step. I backdashed, immediately got petrified, and died. There's no in between. It was over. Super ambush get juggled, the most deadly combo in the game. Should have watched my step, chat. And this is why we save. Right, chat? Just thinking about it. This is why we save. So hopefully the chat commands are working okay. Chat's getting their point totals back. I can't see how the bot is responding, but I'm assuming it's telling you things.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
You know what? I think the chat was saying, you know what? Think about your choices. Try leaving the room again. And I'm like, you're right, chat. Let me go this way. A Marsil. Actually, that would be amazing right now. Oh, Masamune's still there. Good job, Masamune. I don't know how you... Oh, because you unarmed me. Oh. I actually kept them... You know what? I'll use Marsil for now. I swapped my sub-weapon. Deep regrets. If there were any good items up there, I would have gravity booted towards them. I didn't see what the item was here. Oh, it's just a familiar. Library card. Uh-oh. Rest in peace, me. I mean, this kind of works. I was gonna go here inevitably anyway.
I'm interested.
I don't have money though, in case there's a good relic here. Just demon card? Okay. Really not. Oh, Mana Prism's kind of cheap. I could come back here for Mana Prisms. Full Beam Dagger, too expensive. Can't even get a Shaman Shield, that feels terrible. Huh. Not like crazy items.
Farewell for now.
But Covenant Stone could be useful later. Mana Prism's Covenant Stone. Try to remember that for later. Definitely want to level to get my MP up a little higher. Uh-oh, something's about to get supered. Oh no.
It's a whimsical wonderland over here.
Oh boy, the damage cometh. Oh, bonus money. I forget how much Lapis is worth. Oh, never mind. That's why I don't remember. It's the luck jewel. I do, you know what? I do have Form of Mist. I should actually do Archdemon. I heard what happened. That's not a good sign. What happened to my stats? Oh, they went to min level, more or less. Brutal. Chat using the perform. Hopefully chat does well. Oh, that was painful. That was painful. Okay, well, I guess I'm doing this relic check first then. You know what? We'll get Leap Stone that I already have. So this would have been where I would have gotten Flight, technically. Holy, how underleveled am I that I'm still leveling like that? That's crazy. Ooh. I actually need to heal, or I think I'm gonna die via slam damage. Holy, my damage is terrible. Although that strength up from unarmed is saving the day. Uh-oh. Something crashed. What happened? Oh no, what happened? I'm not even getting an error. What happened? You feeling okay there, SotN? I didn't see what command caused that, if anything. I guess I could look backwards. Was it confiscate? Let's find out together, chat. I'm gonna close. So I think I did just lose my save. So something hung it up. Let's test real quick. So I'm gonna load. I had items in most slots. So I'm gonna load this file briefly. Just want to test it real quick. As I think everything else looked like it was fine. I did make a change to confiscate. Trap didn't cause any bugs from what I was seeing. Let's run confiscate manually real quick. Here. Oh, there's something going wrong in confiscate. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a moment to address that before we go further. It is getting stuck for some reason. Close. Let me take a look at the code. Is there a misplaced parentheses? Remove items if is super. I didn't super it. Switch effect power. Switch effect power was working. I don't have to worry about that. Don't have to worry about those checks. Cleared slots are these. If max is 0, goal percentage, else it then loops through. So that should work because I had items that I could remove. I think I see what was happening. So is there... Maybe I'm using the wrong math here. Let me do... Max is effects of count. I could be off by 1. I think what's happening is it's getting stuck in a while loop, if I had to guess. I think this might be right. Let me see if this just fixes it. I think it's just misplaced, in this case, math. Okay, let's see if this fixes it. Let's do a quick test. It's not a big deal. This is why I want to find these things. As I stated before, it's always going to be a little rough. I think what had happened is I changed the math, I think, yesterday, but I didn't retest it. So let me see if just a -1 will fix it. I'm thinking it'll be confiscate. The other commands seemed fine. I didn't notice any issues with it. And the fact that it wasn't causing like an explicit crash tells me that it'll be either a for loop or a while loop. That where it's not able to exit cleanly. Something tells me it was just confiscate. So we'll start again. It's still freaking out. Oh no. I didn't do a new game. 1 second. Close Windows. Come on, close. Is that not what was causing the issue? Effect number. I don't have to worry about those. Why is it still throwing an issue? Oh, because it adds clear slots +1. Maybe that's why it's being weird. Hold on, chat. I gotta figure out the math. It's been a while since I did C#. So if I have 7 numbers and I have a count, the count should be 7 because nothing gets removed. If clear slots, see, I just have to figure out where the math goes here. Clear slot. Do I want it to be 0 or less than or -1 from what I have there? I think this might fix it. I think I need to move the math down by 1 step. I think that's what's happening there. And hopefully it'll stop throwing a hissy fit. I think what is happening is that I don't have enough items to remove compared to the total. So it got a little confused. So let's try loading this in and see if the adjusted math works. I know. This is one of those things where I don't have like a clean way of testing math in C#. So I always forget like what is 0 indexed and what is not 0 indexed. So I'm like, do I want 1 or 0 in this scenario? So I'm going to try with -1 to put it at the 0 index to see if that fixes the issue it was having. So let's see, moment of truth. Does this fix it?
The Reaper's curse strikes again.
It sounds like it did. And it got rid of my items. Okay. I think that was it, chat. I think I needed something to be 0 index that wasn't 0 index. So that is my fault. But you know what? We'll just start up again. Not a big deal. Chat gets to troll. All the prices get reset. We get to go again. We didn't get very far, so it's not a big deal. If I went to like in reverse castle and that happened, I'd be very sad. But we only got to like library. It's fine. We'll just restart. I don't intend for this to be a 4-hour stream, but I do think this kind of testing is very beneficial for sure. Oh, I forgot to do stop mayhem so the game. Hopefully that'll pause it. Welcome, Christogrim. Your changes are here. We are just getting rid of some bugs on my side. So your color keeping with the windows is here. Your options for Richter respawn, or if you want a slightly buff thing for kind and fair, all that is active. We're gonna play the Christmas seed. We'll try again. I'll just call it So let's go ahead and relaunch. So I think this should be good to go. The price is reset, so that's a good sign. So I did enable rewind in library. So we do need to test those as per usual. Oh, I got another green Richter. That's convenient. I need to actually pop this one. There we go. That's sort of the movement I needed to do to get into this room. So now the question is he gonna spawn on the far left and troll me? Oh, he spawned on the right. Ooh. I don't know if this will work. I'll go for it though, chat. That was decent stacks. So again, that two sub-weapon usage seems to get me pretty consistent. Yeah, we were just talking about that, Chrysogrim. So what I'd like to do is after I throw Holy Water and Whip, I'll take like a small amount of time. I could take a step forward or not take a step forward. I have a little bit of leniency there. But I always throw two sub-weapon uses, then I pick it up. And then I just mash on that activate. And more often than not, that is the exact timing I need for the stacks. We saw earlier that even when he spawned on the far left, we still got the stacks. So it seems to be fairly consistent when it comes to those things. So that's my little fun fact, Chrysogrim. It does not work if he's on the far right, though. But fortunately, he wasn't on the far right, because the stack timing is different there for whatever reason. The game works in mysterious ways. So anyway, for Chrysogrim's sake, we're gonna go ahead and make a... I don't know.
This is the Reaper's power.
I'll do like a blood orange kind of thing. So that way if Rewind is used, he can witness that it keeps the values there. We start with Heaven's Sword, Chrysogrim. What a seed. Yeah, but that's been my timing. It's been very consistent. Like, no joke, every time I do... Oh, library. I guess I'm keeping Heaven's Sword. Every time I've done it, it's worked. The only time it is messed up is if he doesn't spawn in the center. Or if I just mess up the attack pattern. Just making sure the shop is the same.
With a single breath, they appear. Here they come.
I know there's Leapstone over here. Oh, hello, Rewind. So there you go, Chrysogrim. Look at that. Window color maintained. Unfortunately, I don't have Joseph's Cloak at the moment.
Better watch your step.
Underwater. Oh, gosh, that's horrible. I don't even have jump to make this faster. This is actually brutal. Alright, I'm in trouble here, I think. That slam actually got me out of a pickle. Oh, what happened to my weapons? Oh boy. I am gonna come up here and save. Oh, they get juggled. Oh, chat is gonna make me redo the intro. Brutal. Wait. Nope. I can't. It's over. It's over. That's too brutal, chat. I have no jump to get through underwater. Brutal. If I had Leapstone, I would have been fine there. Guess we're redoing the intro. Not a Heaven Sword fan, apparently. Enjoy your commands not doing anything. So going back to the intro. Although this means that he's not going to spawn in a consistent spot. This is going to be interesting. Chat queuing all the commands. Oh, now Red Richter. Richter going full Christmas theme today, apparently. I've like gotta learn to whip better there. There has to be a more efficient way of doing that. Where is he gonna spawn now is the question. They spawn more to the left. Okay. I don't think this is a big deal. Although he's stepping on the cross, which is kind of annoying. Anyway. I think we can agree I wrecked him again. I think we can all agree he got wrecked. He spawned not in the normal spot. No. Listen. That 2 sub-weapon buffer still got him. GG. So good. What a good buffer. And it makes sure that if I pick up extra hearts by accident, I can get rid of them. Look, a shooting star. Nope, it's just us returning to the game. Bible Alucard making his way through the forest. Alright, can I make it past the beginning room? Oh, the second word got me. I got outplayed, chat. Oh, the rewind, brutal. Back to the start we go. Now, I'm not sure what'll happen because I died. I don't think it'll keep my window color. But back to the beginning. Yeah, because I think as I died, it didn't keep the window we did earlier. Not that the cheat didn't work. Alright, we'll make it like purpley. Yeah, just making sure it kicked in. Okay, try this again. Oh, it ran out at a weird time. Oh, am I still cursed? Game, please. Game, please. Uncurse me.
Speed is key nowadays. Speed!
Speed is key nowadays. I agree. Oh, I do enough to one-shot? Nice. We'll pick up this elixir.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain!
Hello, Sir Magic Penguin. Hope you're doing well. I think I saw you in the chat list, but didn't want to call you out until now.
There's no stopping the pain!
Oh! There we go. Believe in the turbo. We know there's nothing good from these drops. However, we do know there's a Masamune here. So, we have something to look forward to eventually. Alucard definitely throwing hands. Yeah, I wish the SotN crowd control gave the better jump for turbo mode, because I think everybody that has seen it can probably agree with me, but I went out of my way to give a different jump for turbo mode, so you actually get like real height compared to the SotN crowd control one. You get like half of the normal height, which means platforming kind of impossible. But I think we're good here. How did that hit me? Oops. I turbo too hard there. There we go. This is fine. You know what? I'll quit my first armor of the game. Why not?
Better watch your step!
Better watch my step? I think I will, because... Oh, there we go. I'm getting my cube of Zoe, chat. It's not even that OP. Just let me get the cube. There we go. Got my cube, chat. We're good. Rest in peace those bonus hearts, by the way.
What happened?
Super stats down. Oh, I guess I'm back to base stats. Rip the 14 strength I had earlier. I hardly knew thee.
Hold it!
You know what? I never actually checked to see what was over here. I might as well as. There's an opal. I mean, there's decent things in the shop. I guess I could always get a gram if I'm desperate.
Speed is key nowadays.
That slam. Oh, I still landed on the platform though.
I'm putting down 100 bajillion gold.
Attack potion, okay.
Easy peasy.
Pictures of dad.
They appear.
Nice.
Looks like you're gonna be put on ice.
Time stop. No. Oh no, time stop ambush. Uh-oh. I gotta be careful here. Level up before the boss, probably ideal. We're definitely gonna resave. Listen, we're not above going between save points in this mode. Chat has enough advantages against the player. Like, if chat wants me to die, I will die. Okay. The min stat immediately, brutal. Christogrim with the pictures of dad, nice. On the plus side, it means every kill should level me. Super tough bosses, Gaivon, okay. Oh my gosh. How tanky are they? Oh my gosh, get them away from me. Man, if I didn't have time stop, this would actually be impossible.
Don't worry. You totally...
Oh, there's so many enemies. Oh no, Bible saved me. Okay, Bible saved me. Holy. Oh, the level up stopped me from dealing damage. No.
Better watch your step.
I'm going in, chat. Listen. Oh no, the underwater is so powerful. Do I have enough for Soul Steal? I do. Oh no, underwater is still active. Oh, underwater, please. Why did it not? What? He was on screen. Game, please. Where is the targeting? They were slightly off screen. I got one kill. Oh, he mixed me up with the big fireball. And so I was like, that's not in range. Okay, I fought my way out of here. Please go away. I already know there's nothing up there, so I'm not bothering. I'm gonna turbo away out of here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're playing with the nerf underwater for sure. It is quite brutal normally. I earned that save point. Listen, I got a soul steal, but I was out of range. I could have healed a little bit more. But no. I earned that save. Oh, I've only had a... Yeah, I didn't get a weapon. I got, like, consumables. Quite the same thing. Oh, what the... No, this is fine. That is quite a color, I must say. Turbo mode and that jump is interesting. Just sliding out of here, chat. Expert level gameplay, take notes. We're off. Sure, we'll save again. What was even down there? Was it a fairy card? I'm not gonna go back for fairy card. Sorry, fairy card. You're not gonna help me in this gameplay. Just gonna ignore you. I will take the save though. So I never got to check what was up here. And I don't think I can either, because chat didn't give me a relic. That gives flight. Nope. Okay. I'll never know. Oh no, I do have gravity boots. Oops, I forgot I got that from unarmed. Whoops, going back. Because I already know library is like okay. Oh, there we go. There's the health loss. It's working, chat. Look at that, I fixed it. So this is potentially super deadly. So I basically don't want to use any MP. Although I need it for flight here. Kind of a conundrum. I think right now it can't kill me, but I think it'll leave me at 1. Although I could die using MP here. Yeah, I think I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm dead. Unless I just heal myself. That works. Thank you, pizza. Actually, I can't die if I fall down here. So chat has kind of soft locked me briefly. I'm gonna have to ignore that check until I don't have an HP for SP. Okay, now I'm gonna go back for it. So I could do this.
This is the Reaper's power.
Why did I move diagonal there? That sucked. Must have like very briefly held diagonal or something. Game, please. Thank you. That's so mean. I didn't even get to see what the relic was. One day. Well, I already know I could get Leapstone here. I'm not too worried about that. Do I actually have money this time? Maybe?
I'm interested in this.
Opal's worth a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm interested in this.
Oh, I didn't realize Life Apple was for 200. Okay, I do regret not getting Fairy Card now. That would have been useful. I'm gonna take a shield.
Thank you.
I'll get Joseph's Cloak for Christogram. And 1 Covenant Stone.
Farewell for now.
I'll make it like... I'll make it obvious. We'll just do something like this. This is fine. Good enough. Although I'm very injured. Let me use an elixir.
There's no stopping them now.
I feel no shame in healing there. It was way too weak. I'm gonna equip that Shaman Shield though. Turbo mode, okay.
I can heal the wounds when
What was up here? I don't even remember. Oh, that's right, Power of Wolf. Oh, killed him by stepping on him. I'm unbeatable, nice. Definitely gonna save. We made progress, sort of. I do regret not picking up Fairy Card now. I forgot Life Apple was 200. I thought it was 2,000 for some reason. I'm gonna believe in Turbo to get me through this. Thank you, Turbo Mode. Stretchy, stretchy. Ooh, Turbo Mode even better? Got him. Oh, the rewind! I got. Brutal. I don't think that counts the boss kill, because it was still in the death animation. Well, we'll find out. Speaking of which, oh, somebody spin me. I wanted to show off that the cloak color was still there. Oh well. I tried. Oh, that's looking funky. Yatsutsuna, what happened to you?
it's a whimsical wonderland over here.
I wonder why that happens. I'm not in Axe Armor mode. I'll have to see if something else is overwriting this or something. Interesting. That was one thing I didn't quite figure out, but the backdash is fine. Why is that?
This one is special.
Interesting. Yeah, there might be something wrong with the weapon slot. I'll have to check later. There could be something I'm applying to it. It's fine though. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I could go through here. Or can I? No, I can't. I actually have to leave and come back. I forgot that was a thing.
Looks like you're gonna be put on ice.
I got classic trolled by Mayhem. I can't even check the Archdemon. Unless I reset the game, but I'm not gonna do that. Oh my gosh, that hitbox is something else. Hitbox, please. Well, I'll resave. If chat kills me, chat kills me. Yeah, I have to see if maybe there's I mean, I do one graphic cheat, but I didn't think it would turn on if I'm just in Alucard mode. Because at no point did I equip the Axe Armor while playing. So, What is this thing's hitbox?
Strikes again.
Please confiscate that weapon from me, thank you. It's like, that hitbox was like, please. You know what? I'll use Stone Sword. So anyway, I'm never using Stone Sword again. Oh my gosh, I'm never leaving the library. I don't know if I could be teleported while time stop is active, if that's what chat tried to do. I don't think it allows it. Because technically there's a visual effect. Oh, there we go. Time stop expired. I'm really curious how much you got library up to. Alright, time to heal. Sure, we'll eat the pizza.
Hold it.
Heart's only 2 with axes. Okay, I like axe. Nice. Thank you, multi-axe.
I will the vengeful spirits of those who fought and died here looking for glory.
I didn't realize you could kill both the... Okay, I guess that's interesting. I thought if you killed the ball, that always killed the base, but whatever. I mean, I'll take that level up. Now do it again, something like that. I arced it slightly too high. There we go. We're getting in there, chat. The only downside is that they move kind of fast. Let's ignore them. Oh no, I'm getting slam jammed. Oh, I went to the worst spot too. I'm probably gonna die from this actually.
They appear. Here they come.
Oh, am I allowed to actually fight now? No. Still cursed. I am so dead. I threw a pizza. And I didn't pick it up due to the slam jam. Dark Metamorphosis, what? Thank you. I needed some help. I must have tapped up by accident in that input somewhere. Basilard, sure. You know what? I'll take the slam. Shank time. Sword of Dawn. Okay. Tough bosses. And the slam. Oh, that was the worst timing for the slam. Well, I'm done. I think this is over. I missed my big opportunity to do any damage. Yeah, I think it's over. I'm gonna be here a while. Well, the men are leveling me. Maybe this won't be totally terrible.
There's no stopping them now.
Thank you, Axe. Axe actually useful here. Axe is actually the perfect type for this. And thanks to regen, I'm getting a decent amount of hearts. So as you can see, this is taking forever because I have no good weapons for this, but I'll get there eventually. Alright, that helps a lot. Stabby stab. I'm taking the health up. Okay. Still form of mist, that's all that matters. What was over here? Wait, what? How is it? Wait, how did I do that? It's possible to hit form of mist so fast? You don't untransform? Interesting. I didn't know that was the thing. That is a new one. I don't think I've ever done that before. Well, welcome, Calvisham. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Chrisagrim, for the resubscription for 13 months. Hopefully you are doing well and having fun with what you're witnessing. Ambush. Oh, speaking of which, chat, I did add in new enemies for ambush. So if chat ever permits me to go back to entrance, or if we go to catacombs, I'm gonna let you know, I will give you a free ambush there, but I have to actually be able to reach it. I'm not even gonna charge you for it. I just want to make sure it's working. Jewel sword, brutal. Pandemonium, uh-oh. Did I enable that? I hope not. Oh, I did. That's unfortunate. What are my relics? Oh, I still have Flight and Merman statue. You know what? I can live with that. It gave me more relics than I had. I'll live with that. Though I actually did not get trolled by Pandemonium, surprisingly. I don't know what I just threw. Were those grapes? What the heck? Luminous, not bad. Hopefully chat has been enjoying some of the super versions of the commands. Oh, I'm getting hit by invisible enemies. Not good. Alright, I'm gonna reset the room because I literally can't see what we're fighting. Although I seem to be very color coordinated with the current area, which is nice. So HP for MP without the super, as you notice, will not drain my health. Because I feel like on-demand health drain is way too powerful. But on a super command, not as terrible. Again, I wanted to kind of bring it back to the philosophy. One thing I was going to say too... Oh, Summoner? Nice. One thing I just wanted to say for HP for MP is that it does technically grant me MP, and I don't cap it. So if chat does use the super HP for MP, I do end up with a ton of MP to heal myself if I survive. So you can see, chat, if I face to the right, it's only spawning to the right of me. Or if I get slammed, it spawns on the left of me. If I do this, it should sort of spawn the right way. As I said before, I wanted this to be more useful. So like when I'm climbing up here, for example, I want it to mostly appear in front of me somewhere, which it kind of is. There we go. See what I mean? It just killed that enemy because I faced right. So it's doing more. The problem is, like, the stairs will still mess them up to an extent. But they'll appear in front of me. There's the Jewel of Open. Oh, I don't know why I went here. I didn't activate the lever yet. Autopiloting. So if I want to spawn stuff near me, I just gotta jump up higher. Okay. I mean, I feel like Summoner is actually helping me quite a lot here. One thing I forgot to mention is I also changed the colors for the Summoner. So if you summon the same kind of enemy, they won't have the same palette as Ambush. Just as an FYI. One peanut, how giftful. I know, chat is so nice to me. Followed by what happened. It's okay, Magilu. Chat happened. That's what happened. I know. If I survive is a good quotation, Chrisagram. Magical things can happen. I'm gonna see if I can showcase the merman. We'll see if they crash the game or not. So yeah, I wanted to give more of a visual cue for the summon. So as I said before, they're gonna follow a... Uh-oh. What crashed? Min value cannot be greater than max value. Interesting. Hold on. Oh, I almost died. 1 second. I want to see where that is. Is some math not working as intended? It was definitely on Summoner. Just want to see why it did that. 1 second. Oh, I think I see why. It shouldn't crash the game, so it should be fine. I'll fix that math later. I think it's the same issue as the other one. It's just, instead of a loop, it's just in a quick check. Should be fine, though. Anyway, let's go ahead and go this way. Let's see if we crash the game for real this time. Sorry, Gaibon. Another elixir? Sure. Axe over Bible? Sure. Okay, chat. I promise you I will give you the free ambush. Just let me reach the merman. I swear I'm not scamming you. Go over here. So let's go ahead and I'm going to manually input it. So give me 1 second. Actually, I can't do it in this room. I have to do it in this room. We'll give it a second. Is it not going to activate? I see the skull. Or is it because of Rushdown 3? I'm not sure. Oh, there it is. Are they spawning is the question. It's hard to tell. I think not. I have to look into the Rayman code then. Or it might have been because this counts as one room. I'm not sure. Unfortunate. I'll look into it again. What I can do to make up for it, though, let me see. I should have the merman ID. 1 second. We'll emulate like it happened. Is that enemy in the room, though? It could be I'm just not seeing the merman I need. Oh, is that merman not in here? There are a lot of merman. Maybe what's happening is I didn't put in all of the merman IDs. 1 second. I don't see them so far. I'm gonna have to do a double check. You can see I'm attempting to spawn it, but it's not working. Interesting, interesting. Super get juggled? Oh, I'm so dead. Bible extra range is insane. It's very good. So I might have missed a merman ID in there. That's the only thing I could think of. Oh no. Chat gave me con. I'm gonna need that if I get juggled. Uh-oh. I think it's over. Face tank might have saved me. Face tank might have saved me. Oh, brutal. Alright, I spawned a lot of enemies. I'm assuming it's just cycling through all of them.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
We'll give it some time. Oh, all that for power of mist that I already have. That is actually brutal. I'm assuming the log message will go away. I mashed it like 80 times, chat. HP for MP. Uh-oh. I don't think I could afford not to do this, so I think I'm just gonna keep going. I'll take that HP loss for now. Regen's kind of countering it slightly. I'm getting out of there, chat. I'm like, get me out of here. I think I could safely untransform here. Get some health back. Alright, so I'll have to look into why merman's not spawning. There are, I think, 3 different monster IDs. It's possible I missed one, and that's why it wasn't working. There's like a yellow, a red, and then like an off red, if I'm not mistaken. So that's fine. Oh, it better not be something stupid, like I forgot to put them in the list. Because, like, technically... What the? I spawned there? Okay, interesting. Our menu color's still looking good. Unfortunately, no Joseph's cloak to show off to the chat. Where do I go? So I got Power of Mist there. Nothing was at library. Nothing was at entrance. I could do Jewel.
It's a whimsical wonderland over here.
There's nothing behind Gaibon. I guess it doesn't really matter where I go. I thought about if I want to do Keep, but I'm like, I kind of changed my mind on that. I kind of don't want to. I have Merman, I might as well just commit. It's not like I need Flight. I have everything I need to get Spike Breaker, technically. So it would be worth it doing this way. Oh, there we go. It's slowly getting through the spawn entities. I promise, chat. There were just, as I said before, I mashed that spawn entity button. Like crazy, chat. I mashed that button. Oh my gosh, do I really not have anything else for these things? I got the Heaven Sword. Unfortunately, I didn't see the gifted items. We'll put on Alucard Shield and Firebrand for now. Should be fine. There we go. It's catching up, Chad. I'll take that health increase. Secret boots. Do Mystic Pendant though. That one's actually pretty solid. there's Axe Armor. I think I'll refrain from using that for the moment. As tempting as that is. What? Well, yeah, I still want the Holy Water. Okay, let's open this bad boy up. Okay. Luck in, not bad. Just a Herald Shield. I think that's technically an upgrade. Yeah. Ambush is active again. Chat loving the ambush, I see. So there we go. Life max if I really want it. I think we'll take a little dip in here and make a save. So I could do Succubus. I could do basically every check. I do have Flight. Chat's going all in, I see. Heart's only 3. Oh, with axes? Okay. That'll be fun. I want to use that on Succubus if I'm able to. Now, unfortunately, those enemies could deflect the axe, but I could throw so many of them that it might not actually matter. Although, now it matters here. They're in my way. Yeah, I need you guys to not be there. Thanks. Oh.
And don't worry, you totally
Swap relics. You got rid of Form of Mist. That's unfortunate. I can't do the Silver Ring check later. That is really unfortunate, actually. I don't even remember where that was. I guess that was the entrance check? Whatever you call that place. Chat, enlighten me what that room is with the first relic of the game. What they call that. Almost got all of them. I want that pushing for later, though. Oh, do I don't even have Leapstone? Are you guys kidding me? I have to go all the way out of here now. This is actually brutal. I can't do any of the checks I was gonna do then. That sucks. I might actually have to library card out. I think I will. Where you get the first relic of the game, it normally has like the Spirit Orb or whatever that room is called.
This is the Reaper's power.
Damage reduction. Oh, fighting her is so awful. Okay, there we go. I got through it. I was really worried in this fight without Leapstone. It would be horrendous. Confiscate right as I finish. Brutal. What do I have on me? Just Firebrand. Lost my defense. Got a Covenant Stone, though. It's not too bad. Big HP restored by Cat. I have 3 Holy Glasses for some reason. I have to see what's going on with that. I'm assuming that's a Confiscate bug. Make a small note. 1 second, chat. Confiscate, duping, Holy Glasses. I think I just missed a flag somewhere. And then what was the other bug I was talking about earlier? I already forgot. It'll come back to me later. That's fine. I mean, it's not helpful to have 3 Holy Glasses. It's kind of whatever. Oh yeah, I'm playing Guarded OG. I got wrecked. I had Form of Mist, which is required. And now I can't even do Spike Breaker. I feel like just leaving. I still have Merman. I guess I could do Merman. Get some here. We know Leapstone can't be where we're going. We know Form of Mist was at the Forbidden Route or whatever it was called. I'm still cursed. Brutal. I might as well do these checks. I'm here. Oh, actually, I have to platform. How rare. Okay, I'm gonna let the water rise up. Check this item real quick. Starflail. Maybe later. Not a bad backup weapon. Super tough boss is Scylla. Uh-oh. She got me right as I was charging. Look at Scylla go. Look at Scylla tanking like a goddess. Uh-oh. There we go. Soul Steal for the win. Took her soul, chat. It's all over. Swap equipment. What did I get? Elixirs. Oh no, I don't want any of those. Well, talked about having a good backup weapon. I'm gonna equip the Star Flail. Still got Covenant Zone, surprisingly. RNG luck. Here's Wolf. If I had Gravity Boots still, that would have been useful. With Curry. I just want the range, and I can still punch as normal. Sure, I'll pick this item up.
When it comes to pain, it's better to give than receive.
Ooh. HP drain. I'm actually not able to do the relic check here. I'm gonna save. Chat has forced me to use the save point. So that way at least some progress is made. I might die checking Merman statue. I just want to know if Merman's actually needed. Actually attacks pretty fast on the ground. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So if I fall off the boat, I basically die. I don't think there's anything I could do about that. But hopefully I can at least see what the relic is. See chat go for the slam. Okay, I got lucky there. That was one of the low parts. Could have been much worse.
Perfect mayhem.
Mayhem meters max. 9 dynamite. That is a lot of dynamite. If I was going to all rocks next, I would be very happy.
Reaper's power.
Well, goodbye my damage. I appreciated you for the 5 seconds you existed. Okay. Let's see. Is what's over here worth it? It's bat. Okay. I can still make my... Well, I don't know how to blind bat. I still don't think I could do the spike breaker check. I've never learned how to do it. And Mayhem is not a good place to try it. But at least I can go to the waterfalls and then go back for Form of Mist. If I go back for Form of Mist, then I'll go back for Spike Breaker. I think that's the plan. Rewind me now, do I lose bat? Oh, is yellow the echo for sonar? Rewind doesn't get rid of relics, it just puts me back to a previous location. So it'll probably put me at like the Scylla room if I had to guess. Alright, so I can just turbo auto-fire that. Bin stats, brutal. Yeah, I don't think I have a sound clip for Lucky either. I'm gonna make a small note for that. Sound clip check. Lucky, I think, doesn't have one. Eventually, I want to give sound effects to all of them. Rest in peace, my health, briefly. Interesting.
Easy peasy.
For some reason, I thought it was the white one, but I guess that's Force of Echo. Oh, Gravity Boots is actually useful.
It's probably the vengeful spirits of the... With a single breath, they appear!
I hear her dialogue being canceled. I heard items. Okay, attack potion I might use. Buffalo Star. If I could save those for all rocks, I want those for all rocks.
Hold it!
Now the moment of truth is how much damage does this do? I'm assuming an insane amount. I need to test this on something though. Alright, I'm going in my happy place. Okay, it looks like it's doing consistent damage. And again, as I said before, I way tuned down the damage. But it is still really good. The anti-airing is ridiculous here. Get them away from me. So it looks like it's behaving by the weapon slot rule, which is good. Oh my gosh. What is even hitting me? Are they in the ceiling or something? They must be in the ceiling. Okay, the black frogs on a dark background are impossible to see. Can we talk about this? Like, honestly, I couldn't see any of them. Like, that one I can see because it's gray. Okay, get me out of this room, please. Holy. Really? Come on. Okay, I'm waiting this out. Listen, all I want to do is push the switch. If they're going to spawn in the switch, that's just rude. That is just rude. Okay, now I can push the switch. Ridiculous. Alright, pizza's in my offhand. Might get healing on the way down, though, so I'm going to keep an eye out. Holy mail. Okay. And Alucard shield. Interesting. Rush down. Interesting. At least I got healed, question mark. Oh, that. I'd like such a good transform. Ghost card. Okay. I might use that actually. Put our buddy on. Sorry, Demon Bro. I kind of want health. Oh my gosh, that transform momentum is insane. Look at that. If I had missed, it would be perfect. Let's go get missed right now, since I know where it is. I know, it's like, I have means of healing myself against the frogs, so it wasn't the damage, it was just more like, they were literally where I wanted to be. Oh my gosh, momentum with rush down is weird. One damage.
When it comes to pain, it's better to give than receive.
Why am I doing one damage?
What in the world?
What? Yeah, what in the world indeed? What am I? What? How am I only doing one damage? I have to look into that later. That's weird. Actually, well, no, I don't want to check it right now. Chat's do too many things. Weird. Anyway, let's get our form of mist back. Let's go back. I don't know if because time stop is active or what happened there. Just want to test one thing. Oh, maybe because that time stop was active. It looks fine at the moment. Oh, you can still wing smash in turbo mode? Interesting. I thought it wouldn't let that happen. Interesting. I go upwards with the transform, which is interesting. Let's go this way. Oh. Game. There we go. Good enough.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
Oh man, it feels so good to be able to gravity jump in turbo mode. You couldn't do that originally. It was like one of the more recent changes. What a lifesaver. I don't think I can jump through that, unfortunately. Oh, unarmed. Okay. I could get healed, I gotta survive. Also, I need to turn off Ghost Bro.
Power.
Game, please. There we go. Okay. So wait, stop that. We'll wait for the enemy to get closer, put my foot on the boot.
Army of Immortals! 49 souls!
Summoner can't activate in this room, so I don't need to worry about the skeleton guy dying. That was one of the things I straight up had to ban. Like, that was just too ridiculous and unfair to the player. Like, there's a lot of things I'll let slide, that is not one of them. So it'll wait and it'll pull, but it won't do anything in that room. I think the bomb armor is also should be banned. So I don't think it's possible to get bomb armor as a summoner anymore. If it's not, I'll double check the ID, but I think it was the first one to enter the list. HP for MP. Why am I not... What? What is happening? Why can't I do the spell input? Back, forward, to back. Alright, fine. I really just need range. I'll have to double check the spell input. You know what? I got Buffalo Star. Let's use them. Holy, they took like 900 damage and didn't die? That's actually insane. Can't use Dynamite. What else could I use here? Lots of Monster Vials. Might be here a while. I don't have another ranged weapon that hits them. Unless I missed something. Oh, I have Heaven's Sword. Wait a minute. Never mind. We're good. It's just gonna be slow. Not enough MP? No, I have 83. I just didn't trigger for some reason. Chat immediately confiscating. They're like, listen, you will not have nice things. Go my skeleton army, or they'll just jump over it. That's fine. They tried. They tried.
Whoa, hold it!
Chat had enough of actual strategy on the tough bosses. They're like, no, suffer. Oh. Unfortunately with Summoner, I can't show up the bonus enemies down here. You'll just have to trust me that the bonus enemies work. Holy Symbol. Not what I want to see. I love they just kill themselves instantly on their own flames. So much for being fire immune, right, chat? Throw a couple of these to get rid of the fire. Pandemonium again. Uh-oh. What do I have now? I'm getting this in case I get warped, if chat is curious. Normally I would not go for this warp. So I still have Mist. I still have Bat. I don't need Merman anymore. What did chat give me? Mornblade? I mean, that's really good. I mean, if chat want, you know, I'll just quit the gods. Oh, I finally, oh, I have a Varda? Wow. Christogrim treating me to the good life over here. But anyway, let's try to get the cape colors in to showcase that this works. Oh, hey, I remembered from earlier. Okay, well, I think that's proof. Proof enough.
Spin!
Chat immediately swap equipment to me. Brutal. I didn't even get to use the items I had. What do I want instead here? It's either brilliant. Sure, I'll use Katana. I mean, it still had the colors from before Christogrim, and I'm sure chat has rewound me at least once since then, so I think it's working. There's pizzas. I'll take the pizza. You know what? I'm gonna check what healing items are over here, or there's none. It's just Neutron Bomb. But anyway, there's new enemies for ambush down here. I hope they are working. I will put it in manually myself.
This is the Reaper's power.
So one of the enemies is going to be absolutely brutal. I might have an option called brutal enemies to ban it. We'll see though. So I'm going to force it. I'm going to do one ambush. I need this to trigger before I go further. So sorry, people putting in commands. I'm gonna wait it out for the ambush to occur. Although chat is gonna put in super ambush. Kinda don't want to deal with that. I want to showcase things. No, chat. It's gonna be so awful. Here they are. So anyway, the were skeletons can now clone and they throw 1,000,000 bones. Oh my god, it is actually horrendous how powerful they are. So they will absolutely GG me. They're the cruelest enemy in the game, I think, by far. So I over hear complaints about the game not buffing them enough. Oh. What did you do to the spikes? You know what, chat? This works. Oh, oops.
This one is special.
This one is special. Well, that makes it much easier to navigate, I will state. Oh, I got hit by the pole bearers. The pole bearers can also spawn. Oh my gosh. Anyway, chat, look at the chaos on the screen. So yeah, this is like the deadliest area in the game by far. Oh my gosh, this area is actually horrendous. Look at this nonsense. Anyway, enjoy that later, by the way, Christogrim. Enjoy dealing with this. It is, it's something. I want that health up, I think. Oh my gosh. So anyway, this area got crazy buffed. Holy. Fortunately, I have gas cloud, so I get to just witness this. Look at them. Look at them, chat. I know, with random enemy levels. Poor Christogrim. But they are so good. If I did not have missed there, it would just be GG for sure. The rewind, the brutality. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Did you get rid of my cloak to showcase? You did. You know, I'm trying to showcase. I did stuff for you. Just doesn't work. Oh no. You know what? I'll take that HP loss. I still didn't get to see what was in the other area. So I'm gonna keep going for now. So yeah, Gas Cloud, absolute MVP of Mayhem mode. Oh my gosh. Give me that XP and get me out of here.
Better watch your step.
Oh, the underwater, brutal. I don't know how this happened, but you know what? I'm kind of okay with this. Kind of okay with it, chat? I'm okay with it. Look at all the nonsense that I'm fighting in here, by the way. Thanks to chat. Just actually ridiculous. I do want to get healing at some point. You want to see the auto echo? I don't know what caused that, to be honest. It might have to do with spawning the were skeleton, maybe? It's the only thing I could think of. Okay, I have healing in case I need to heal to get out of here. I did not pick up the health max. I had a feeling I missed it. Anyway, Aquamarine. I'm gonna go back for the Spike Breaker. I do want that. I will take Bible over Cross.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
See, I think what I have to do is just tell it not to add the holy glasses or whatever if I'm skipping it in the other check. I think that's what the bug is, which makes sense because originally it used to always take the item slots. I think in some scenarios it doesn't. Holy water. Okay. Also, what? My max hearts is 194? What? I was like, wait a minute. How did that not remove it? Now, the summoner will not clone the new enemies, so I do not have to worry about 1,000 bones murdering me. Oh. It would help if I equipped the Spike Breaker. Well, it's certainly something. You know what? We'll take that. We'll take that. I'm assuming it has to do with the Were Skeleton. Because even my mist is all messed up. But it's fine. Oh, summoner coming in.
It's a whimsical wonderland over here.
I need to remember which ones actually have items of interest. I actually really don't remember. But they're doing their job. There we go. Murdered that enemy. Good job, summoner. You did it. Spawning in front, as I said before, useful. Getting a free kill on the way out. Summoner putting in the work. I forget if that fire can hurt me or not.
What happened?
Oh, super stats down. No, I'm right near the end. Okay, level me up a little before the boss, please. Thank you. Alright, let's save before the boss. I mean, Summoner might kill the other boss instantly if I hurry up, but I do... Yeah, let's try to kill the boss with Summoner, I think. I went to Wing Smash, I messed up the input. What the? What happened to the walls? Interesting. There we go. I mean, like, as I said before, I could kind of control it. So if I jump, it might kill the one in the middle eventually. There we go. Okay, Summoner actually helping out with that battle. That would have been kind of slow otherwise. So good job, Summoner. You're more useful now. I think just making it a spawn based off my facing makes that command, like, actually legit.
Spirits of those who fought and died here looking
I
for
have no idea what happened in the background. You rewound me? Right as I beat the boss. That is so mean. I didn't get to leave the room, so it respawned the boss. I think it's GG. I don't see myself killing this thing in any realistic speed. My weapon is not great. Is it weak to fire?
The Reaper's curse strikes again!
You confiscated me in the middle of my menu swapping. That was rude. I'm glad I didn't select a weapon yet. Rude. Okay, it's at least double hitting, which I think is more important.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain!
Unfortunately, you confiscated my sub-weapon, which is another perk of confiscate I don't think I talked about. So, actually relevant. Also, you took away my leap stone with confiscate. This is actually just cruel. This fight just became almost impossible. I think I need a familiar. I don't see a way through this without the familiar. And you took away ghost card, I noticed. Brutal. Save me, demon bro. I need some help. Oh, it's only 2. Oh, and dagger? Ooh. I think I'm kind of done. Unless I could get closer here. Yeah, I think it's GG. Dagger is the worst one. I can't hit multiple enemies, and I can't hit downwards. So the moment... And I don't have double jump. So I don't have, like, a good way of, hitting the middle. Unless I do something like this. Okay.
Like
Underwater, thank you. That would have been heinous without Underwater. Absolutely heinous. Oh yeah, I'm leaving the room so I don't have to do this boss fight again. Chat is mean. I didn't get to see what was over there. What do I do? Oh man, what happened to the color palettes?
I'm interested.
It's certainly special.
Like you.
I'm interested.
My variant's looking a little different today, chat. Oh, no, I can't get Demon Card. I already have it. Well, now's my opportunity to get a weapon.
Thank you.
Iron Fist is not bad. I'm gonna take a couple spare shield.
Like you.
I don't know why the game lagged me there. That was weird. Justice Cloak, I'll get 2 for Chrysogrim. Every time I go to showcase that it kept the cloak, it removed it. So I'm gonna put this on. And it should still be the same colors as before. Indeed it was. So there we go. That's all I wanted to prove. I finally got to prove it. I don't know why the cloak color isn't updating down there. Is that, like, broken? What happened? Oh. Oh, it is actually, like, bugged. Wait a minute. It remembered the color I selected before, but now it doesn't assign it to the cloak. That's new. I'm gonna make a small note. Joseph's cloak. Not correctly updating color. So, I mean, at minimum, the window color is working. I would have liked the cloak color, but it's clearly not updating it again. I'm not sure what happened here. Oh well. I don't know if it has to do with Max Mayhem or what the deal is. I'm gonna turn it off for now.
Easy peasy.
I tried. So I lost my Leap Stone. Where was Leap Stone? Oh, I think it was in the library, actually. It was over here. Gotta work on chaining wing smashes. It has been a while. Chat has corrupted the palette color. It might have been the libraries, because library command can mess up the colors, but I finally got my Leap Stone back, so I can do stuff like this. Which is actually super useful to ignoring enemies. I'm just gonna assume it was library that broke the color. I'm not gonna worry about it. I bonked on the floor, unfortunate. Okay. So I didn't get to check the final relic. I'm just gonna really hope that's not a Vlad relic and just move on. I don't think it's worth me going all the way back for it. I'll pick up Jewel of Open again, because why not?
Easy peasy.
I guess I'll check out Keep, Kingstone. I'll put that in as my backup. I mean, the colors should correct themselves eventually if it was library that did it. I think I just need to go, like, over here or something, and it'll reload it. Alright, so we have all these checks over here, and then... Oh, I still haven't done all rocks. Ugh. Brutal.
With a single breath, they appear. Here they come.
Ew, Echo of Bat. I haven't found a single Vlad, by the way, chat. This is gonna be a very long seed. As a reminder. Do I just skip all rocks? I need Silver Ring eventually. I got cheated Holy Glasses because I think somebody gave me progression. So I don't need to do the Silver Ring check at all. Nope, the colors are still messed up. The gear despawned, interesting. Rest in peace, the gears.
When it comes to pain, it's better to give than receive.
I'm still going to miss through this room. I'm not doing this room as intended. When I'm not being surrounded by Medusa Harpy, we'll move into it. X damage, that's unfortunate. I'm not gonna check those items, it's not worth it while Ambush is active. If Ambush wasn't active, I would take my time here. I want to kill it like a consistent pace here. Okay. Pictures of dad, nice.
Don't worry, you totally jinxed it.
Swap relics. You took away my light? Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Seriously? That's annoying. Where was Power of Mist? I don't remember. See, there's certain commands I should have banned, because I knew they would annoy me, because I'm just trying to test things. I'm like, that's not one of the ones I want to see often. I'll kill these for now. So I'm gonna have to really think about where Power of Mist was, because I really, really genuinely don't remember. Form of Mist was in the beginning. Leapstone was in Library. I don't know where Gravity Boots were. Oh, wait, no, I remember where Power of Mist is. It's all the way back at entrance. Like, that's like a 15-minute trek. I don't know if I want to do that. Do I have any flight at all to do any of these checks? Or do I have to go all the way back? I think chat is going to force me to go all the way back. Oh. This is too brutal. I'm like, I don't even have like Gravity Stone or Gravity Boots, I mean. We already know Bad is all the way in Caverns, which I'm like nowhere near. I only got the one save at Mines.
Easy peasy.
That's brutal. I still haven't done All Rocks. I might just skip All Rocks. Can I do this with just Mist if I do it fast enough? No, I can't. I was curious if I could just go to Second Castle with just Mist. I guess I'll do the check here for Vlad, I guess. I kind of want to know. So if I don't have to come back here again, it would be nice. There's not even a relic here? That is just... Oh, I can't even see it. Oh, I underestimated how tall that is. So I gotta check back here again. What to do? I guess I try to take the Mind Warp to go to that at Merman Statue. I don't see like another way around this. I need flight to do all of my checks. The only thing I could maybe do is oh wow, that underwater is brutal. The only thing I could think of doing is All Rocks with just Leapstone, but even to do that, I might as well as just get Merman from Mines. And then go from the Mine Shaft back to Clock Tower, maybe. It's a very weird route, for sure. But I think it's the only way I could get my flight back. And then I'll not worth in certain checks. Oh, the colors. They're so funny. Alright, let's go this way. Oh no, Gravity Boots, that's right. Actually, can I even go backwards through this if it rewound and fixed the staircase? I don't think I can. I think chat is like made me take the longest way there. Oh, chat gave me Gravity Boots as the out. I think you try. As I was like, with the stairs like that, I'm like, I actually don't think that's possible. So I would have had to have taken the long, long, long way to go get anything. Oh, they respawned. Oh, Firebrand. Icebrand? There we go. Goodbye, Cerberus. Alright, so let's go this way. Pick up Bat again, because I need some other version of Flight if I want to make any progress at all in Reverse Castle. And then I guess I'll do All Rocks. Ooh, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of sucks all my flight relics are like so far from works. Oof. Painful. I don't remember where Gravity Boots was, like, legit. If we even came across it or not. have to think about that, actually. It's not what I wanted. More what I wanted. I think I hit back by accident and set it down. Okay, so we're gonna go all the way here. And then I'm gonna go all the way to the bottom right. Whatever, we'll go through that. Welcome back, Christopher. Hope you're doing well. I'm trying to get flight via not gravity boots. So I'm doing the very, very long journey to get bad. Okay, so I see a couple things I can look into. I have to see why the colors broke in Joseph's cloak. I mean, for now, I can always turn off Joseph's cloak specifically. But the window color, I can at least keep in. So there must be something that Joseph's cloak looks at other than just the values in the menu. And I would have to talk to God's Child about that, potentially. Yeah, it is, like, super far from everything. There we go. Oh, I bumped the ceiling. Yeah, so that's kind of unfortunate. The window color works as is, though, which I find interesting. Maybe because, like, it's... I don't know. I don't know why window color works, but just cloak doesn't. Because you select colors in both scenarios. Yeah. So, unfortunately, Christogram, you might only get window color this patch, because I don't know how to check the things it updates yet. But better than nothing, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, in both scenarios, they're updating the color of something, but I'm just curious, like, why that would break it. Okay, I'm gonna try to go to all rocks from here. So I have Form of Mist again for some mist cancels, which I need to remember, I think. Oh my gosh, get me out of here. Yeah, SotN behaves in very mysterious ways. Kind of like, oh, the colors are going back to normal, so something fixed it again. I think the game realized it was on the wrong color palette or something. Sort of. Only partially fixed, it looks like. Whatever. Lucky, I don't have any, talisman, though, to take advantage of that. Oh, I did it slightly too slow there. I think I could have got one more wing smash. Okay, what was even up here? I don't remember. I feel like chat pulled me away when I went to go verify what this was, and I never actually got to see it. So what was over here? A Vlad relic. I'm glad I went back here. I still don't know what's behind Grand Balloon. I'm really hoping it's not progression. If it is, chat wins, and I'm quitting the seed. I refuse to go back to Catacombs. I'm just stating it, just straight up. I'm not going back. I'm not. It's too long of a trek. But let's continue for now. Yeah, as I said before, I didn't want to stream a super long amount of time, and going all the way back to Catacombs for one Vlad relic is a violator of that intent for the stream. So I see some very minor things I have to change, but honestly in a pretty good state to do a potential axe armor run on Saturday. You know what? I'll check what's over here. Yeah, I didn't get to see what it was. You teleported me before I could even see it, which is brutal. So it's like I had to come back eventually. But yeah, it's just like it's totally broken, Christogram. Like I don't know what happened here. Magic happened. Yeah, if it's between, like, going through death and doing the Galamoth fight and going back to Catacombs, I think chat also wins. I refuse to do either of those right now. Because I have a feeling it's going to be like an hour plus before I even get remotely near completing the seed. Because I have one Vlad relic as a reminder, as of like an hour of gameplay. Just absolutely brutal. At least I could skip this boss fight. So what was over here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Well, I'm glad I didn't check here earlier. That would have been a big disappointment. So I don't need Silver Ring at all, because we cheated Holy Glasses in. Might do like a New Year's Mayhem, depending on schedules. I'm probably going to do something similar, but good luck if you do it. I'll give you access to the patch if you want before next week. I just have to clean up a few things, but I think otherwise it's looking pretty good. I think chat has tested like the overall command stability. Like Hearts Only looked like it was fine. Actually, I should definitely get this warp. Just let's not get libraried and have to walk all the way back here. Let's take the warp, move on. So yeah. I'll let you know, Christogram. I'm gonna need at least a couple days more of testing to see if there's things not found by the chat. And then I do need to apply the fixes eventually. My poor MP total.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the
Nice
pain.
regen. High potion. Okay, we'll take that. The colors are very interesting. I should have like 1,000,000 dynamite, but I'm still gonna save. Yeah, Max Mayhem has been triggered quite often, so it should be good there. Yeah, that way at least you'll be able to play with some of the things like the Hippogriff Room fix and things like that. Although I haven't tested the Hippogriff Room fix. I put the coordinates in, but I never verified, so you never know. Could be a Christmas surprise / New Year's surprise. Let's see. I think... No, not for the first form. I'll stick to Ice Brand for first form. Then I'll use Dynamite. Welcome to the bottom of the shaft. Thank you, Christogram. As you can see, the menu color... still working at least. Joseph's Cloak is broken. It put in the right values, so in my defense, I did actually find those coordinates, but there's something else that has to get changed. And that did not fix itself. 33,000. That is a price. Chat has made that gone ridiculously expensive. Actually, it went above 33,000? Oh, maybe it didn't take my latest updates. I thought I lowered it to 30,000 as the max. I think it was set to 300,000 originally. Because the new chat would go out of control with it. Yeah, that's a big price for sure. You know what? I'll do something like... Where are the dynamites? I only have 3. Oh no, Pandemonium wiped out the other dynamites. That's so sad. That's so sad. I had them. Oh no. Oh, that deleted all rocks. Rip all rocks. Even in turbo mode, he turbo died to dynamite. Yeah, dynamite is my new favorite strategy against all rocks. It's so good. 2 dynamite, GG, it's over. Oh my gosh, the Blind Relic. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was getting worried. I'm like, man, are they really all in second castle? Like, it's not impossible, but just unfortunate. There we go. I figured things out eventually. Oh, Summoner. Nice. Barley Tea. Nice. Ooh, nothing there. So I guess I just warp all the way back to... Unfortunately, because their color palettes are messed up. I'm not sure what to expect. I guess I just warp all the way back to the other castle. I'll check under Richter. Oh, the poison. Mid-play. Brutal. Try this again. Not fast enough. I gotta learn how to do that while angling it correctly.
It's probably the vengeful spirits of those who fought and died here looking for glory.
Not the cleanest of wing smashes, but we'll take it. They do exist. I was feeling that way. I mean, like I'm letting you know, like, it's been over an hour before we got our first Vlad Relic. And I almost want to say it was like an hour 20. That was a very long amount of time to not see anything. This is just brutal. Alright, if I lose Bat in second castle, that is going to be painful, but not much I could do about that. Oh, colors, you're so funny. So yeah, just showcasing the summoner logic. If I look left, they'll spawn in front of me. It is useful. I did use that to defeat the boss earlier.
Stretchy, stretchy!
Stretchy, stretchy. I do want that eventually. Unfortunately, we have to go around the world. It's gonna take a little bit of time. There we go. I did it, chat. I remembered which animal I had to teleport to. It'll happen eventually. Alright, so I still didn't get to check any of these relics. So I need to do those checks eventually. Oh, he got me at the tail end of my wing smash. That was so brutal. Alright, is the relic even worth getting? Yes, no. No. Gotta work on chaining those. I think I'm just doing the input wrong or something. I don't know. Or I'm not holding long enough. I don't know. Also, can they go away, please? Thank you. I gotta learn how to diagonal gravity boots more consistently. I don't know if there's like a secret to the input to make it cleaner. I do struggle with that as well. Another Vlad relic. Wow. Cat denied me so many Vlad relics. Wow. Because I didn't go to All Rocks because I got warped out. I didn't get the one in the clock room because I got warped out. And then I didn't have flight when I came here earlier. Okay. Now the question is, what do I want to do against Richter? Actually, Medusa's shield might be sick on the orb. I'm not gonna lie. Buffalo Star could be useful. Oh, was I wielding holy glasses, by the way? Oh, Richter, your colors.
I've been waiting for
You've
you.
been waiting for me? What?
So it is
Oh no,
you.
Alucard, your face too. You went into the ether realm or whatever. It got all messed up. You fool. Got him though. The portraits or something. I mean, he was trying. It's just I Tetris spirited because I had a feeling I wouldn't have enough time to soul steal if I missed the input, so I just believed. And that hit quite a bit, so I'll take that. See, I slapped him so hard he reverted to original palette, chat. No more glitchster or whatever you want to call him. Oh yeah, the portraits are all messed up. Oh, Christogrim, did you see the librarian earlier? He had like a yellow unearthly glow to him. He was very messed up in the portraits. It was something else. Down, up, down, forward. Huh. That doesn't work for me. Oh. Ooh. Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, I gotta do that pretty quick, actually. Interesting. Well, I'm gonna go get the warp. And then I'm gonna save in that order. You never know when I have to come back here. Okay, let's go save. Oh yeah, that is weird that it's different in the air. That is very strange. That would explain why that felt much harder to do. Okay. Alright, so let's go check out Bat, Medusa. I mean, it's only 2 Vlad relics. That's much more doable with... I can maybe beat the game in an hour. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, like, it's more doable. Now that Rewind costs like 39,000. It's very interesting. We'll do something like this. Oh, I didn't get Tetra Spirit. I didn't get Tetra Spirit twice. That was bad. I didn't know that was the safe spot to stand against him. I really should practice that more. What happened to my stats, indeed? Interesting. So I can actually just stand up there and Tetra him.
This is the Reaper's power.
Vlad Relic or healing? Nothing. Oh, that is the worst of both worlds. You know what? If chat kills me, I'm just gonna respawn with my health. So I'm like, by all means. I'm like, by all means, kill me. I want my stats back. I might have an unfortunate accident with one of the tombstones. I'll be like, oh shucks, golly gee. If only I dodged. Arm 3's kind of nice. There we go.
Speed is key nowadays. Speed!
We'll get through this eventually. I don't have... Well, I do have curse immunity, actually. The tombstones can't even kill me. Normally, those are the run-ender enemies. If they spawn with ambush, it's just GG. You're dead. Ooh. What are my stats at? My stats are amazing in Unarmed 3. Wow. 43 in Unarmed 3. It's kind of sick. What are my stats really? Oh, 15. That's pretty terrible. I'll save now that I'm here. Now that progress is made. When I'm outside of this room, it's godlike. I'm like, oh, 43 strength? Like, okay. I'll take that. Get some kills on the way there. Why not? We're off right as I wanted to take advantage of it. That's unfortunate. Let's try to wing smash to kill the panther.
Heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
Worth it. Wow, I really don't have anything good. I mean, I think Stone Shield might, or Medusa Shield might be immune to the Medusa. I'm not sure. Do I have anything else? I guess I'll attack potion into something else. Oh, stabby stab? Stabby stab. Here, Medusa. Thank you, Basilard. Well, thank you for sticking around, Try. Hope you had a good time. Oh, another Vlad Relic. Okay. This is turning around from the previous portions of the seed. If I had done that better, I could have gotten the wing smash on the Black Panther for a level up. I think that is my new favorite strategy.
My favorite.
You pandemonium me. Oh yeah, I still have flight. Oh yeah, I still have flight. That's all that matters. Like a good flight. And then I got power of miss randomly. Thank you. And demon card apparently. 5 mana prisms. Also, that wing smash multi-kill. Kind of sick. I lost my stabby stab. I can put on my iron shield. Put an ice brand on. Holy mail is sadly not the strongest one that I have. Do reverse cloak. Ankh of life, no way. Sunstone, oh, never mind. Nothing is worth it here. Yeah, I might as well just bring in Demon Bro. Nice color of Alucard in Second Castle. Liking it. I did lose my Gas Cloud, though, which makes me a little sad. So that's a very cheesy way to get levels, which is incredibly important in Mayhem, given how often you go back to level 1. But oh well. We'll enjoy our nice little safe flight into the room.
I can heal the wounds, but I can't heal the pain.
Sure, we'll do something like this. There we go. Oh yeah, hold on. I'm gonna force an ambush here. I want to see if flying zombie is
With
working.
a single breath, they appear. Here they come.
I think it is. I'm just not sure if it counts this as the same room. I might need to go over a bit more for it to count. Maybe. See, I don't see it activating here.
When it comes to pain, it's better to give than receive.
Not sure, chat. I'm gonna have to look up both of those codes. Maybe I typoed one of them. I mean, it was clearly working in Catacombs. So yeah, let me try going back up there and see if it works. Just want to verify. No, it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. I'll check my list out. Flying Zombie I want to have enabled. I have the ID. I don't know if it's just I didn't update the tools for it, which is highly possible.
There's no stopping them now.
Because I did it in kind of phases. But it was interesting. Unless it's something like it was spawning because I split them? I'm not sure. I'll test that separately. It's not like a game breaker for me if it's not in the patch, but it would be nice. Because Catacombs is working. Merman, I have to see what's going on with that. I might have just been missing a Merman ID, which is likely what was happening.
This is the Reaper's power.
But everything else seems okay. Also, that's a lot of ambush enemies. Oh, I got come on and slammed. I don't want to be welcome to the jam. Thank you, Axe. Get me out of here. Thank you, Axe. Super stole items. Oh, is that why my weapons got destroyed?
Those who fought and died here looking for glory.
Yeah, you got super trap, I think. So yeah, it should be very consistent with removing items. As you can see, you got rid of my ice brand, which is unfortunate because I did miss it. So hopefully, it'll be a more interesting variation of items. Yeah, it's always guaranteed to take your weapon and shield, but it'll randomly take something else. So I think it took my cloak, as an example. So that way, I feel like the super commands are pretty good overall. We didn't see Super Summoner yet, but that's okay. It's not like any... There's nothing visually different about it at the moment. It's just, they're tougher. So... that's fine. I'd rather the things go towards, like, HP for MP Super, which was new. Super Trap. Get Juggled as a super version we saw earlier, where I didn't get a defense bonus. Things of that nature.
Perfect mayhem.
Oh, I'm now more yellow than before. I have a lot of mana prisms, surprisingly. And where's my dynamite at? I'm trying to remember. How do you sort through these menus? Hold on. My brain is trying to remember. There we go. You hit square. Huh. I don't see... oh, there it is. There it is. I got 6 now. Super stats down. Oh, no. Do I even have enough to... oh, I barely do. Also, I tuned out what the boss dropped. I should probably go back and check. I actually really don't remember. What did I receive from the boss? I'm gonna blame being very tired for sure. I'm still recovering from sickness. Let's go back over here. It was something. Was it a bat relic? Might have been a bat relic. Let's get through there. Wait, the boss respawned? Did someone tough boss and I didn't see it? Well, okay. Well, I guess I get to see again. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Oh, I held the wrong direction there. My brain remembered I needed to hold a button, and it was not. I needed to hold up, I think. Man, that input is weird. Anyway, we'll let Demon finish it off. Oh, I don't have enough MP until just now. Oh, you used it during the boss. Glad you're feeling better. Only kind of, Christogrim. I still feel kind of gross, honestly. I was sleeping earlier, but it didn't help that much.
It's better to give than receive.
I don't know what it was, but at least I confirmed there's no relic. Sure, I'll do a quick check. What's this? Broadsword? Oof. Not that great.
Speed is key nowadays. Speed!
What am I attacking with? Oh my gosh. Game, please. Do I really not have anything better? Wow. It's not even a double striker. That is painful. Oh boy. This is gonna be interesting when we go to do trio later. I definitely need that level up. Demon gonna be the MVP of the game for sure. Enough of that. Any weapons? Heart refresh? Not bad. Actually, these enemies aren't too hard to kill. I should just get a level up off of them. It ate my jump. There we go. Okay. Let's get the warp. And hope Trio has it, or Bees. That's the game plan right now. Let's really hope it's not all the way in Catacombs, because I am not going back for it. I don't have Wolf. I'd have to wing smash through this. That is a really unfortunate dropping of the wing smash. I think that's gonna kill me, actually. It will. That was unfortunate. I wanted to chain it so that way I'd be fine through there, but no, I just messed up. Normally I'm used to just using Wolf to get through that room. Unfortunate. I don't remember if I saved before or after the relic, but I'll find out. Oh, this was before the boss fight? Oh, I don't even have my levels. Oh, this is gonna be painful. I need to kill something for levels. Like,
Hold it!
did you hearts only 3 me just as I went to go use the weapon? That was brutal. I might be dead here because I do not like using axe against these. Got a little lucky there. Okay, should have enough to gravity jump. Yeah, I was gonna say, because this is before I got, like, good stats. This is gonna be quite brutal. I'm looking for anything to improve my stats, but we'll see. I gotta re-get the warp, because I gotta remember that happened. Got
Looks
healing
like you're
items.
gonna be put on ice. Stretchy, stretchy!
Oof, not a single weapon in sight. Brutal. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the left, because I do need this warp. I got time stop again. So, oh, I should have invincibility right now. Okay, let's see if my invincibility is working, chat. I'm gonna believe in the super time stop. Okay, it's working. Alright, that combo is pretty good together. Thank you, super time stop. In fact, let's see if I could reach Trio while this is active. That would save me a lot of time, actually. And because of turbo mode, I can kill while moving. Which is kind of big for us.
A
I mean, I will take all that level up for sure. Why did I not wing smash? What is going on? There we go. Must have been leaning on a button or something. Alright, so I still have time stop. Oh, it's super tough bosses. Oh no, the buff wore off. Uh-oh, I'm in danger. Oh, unarmed. Oh, I'm dead. Chad has killed me. GG. Demon save me. Oh, last second life steal. We'll take that. Alright, I'm doing a little bit of damage. I was facing the wrong way. That was unfortunate. Okay, I got a kill. Oh, Demon Bro, carry me. I'm not gonna be able to do damage otherwise. Oh my gosh. What are these attacks when they're low? When they're the only ones left? Uh-oh. I don't think I'm getting close to them, chat. I think they're just I think they just want it more. What do you even do about that attack? That just actually seems unfair. Oh, and I can't even heal. Yeah, chat, I think just won. GG. I didn't save getting me here. Yeah, and yeah. GG. The unarmed was really brutal. I mean, like, keep in mind, like, I'm very low level, so, like, I was definitely gonna die. Just, like, I was hoping just to get in there while we had time stop, which it did help. I did kill at least 2 of them, but nah, it was over. I don't know, chat. I'll give it one more try. We'll see where it goes from there. I'm back at level 1. You know what, chat? I'm just gonna say you win. I don't feel like playing as a level 1 character in Reverse Castle with no weapons. You win. I'm done. So, sorry. It says an hour 27. It was much longer than that with the restarts. So, I'm gonna pause for now. So, let's talk about things that need to get fixed, I suppose. So, let's go through the list. The summoner list, I think, is working. HP for MP drain effect actually was working. So, summoner with this was working. But I need to put that in the notes. Put into notes. Yeah, I'm just like, I kind of don't want to do it anymore, chat. It's too much. Being level 1 with like really bad weapons, like, nah. That is too much for me. No, thank you. But anyway, I'm pausing Mayhem for now. So let's see. What else is there? Sound clip checks on Checkmin stats and Lucky. Confiscate was duping relics. Joseph's cloak not correctly updating. I'm gonna have to remove that one. Was there anything else we observed that was bugged other than the color scheme, which I think was caused by library? I don't remember. I think that might have been it. Oh, the ambush spawns. For Merman, Flying Zombie. The other ones looked okay. Also, we didn't end up getting to Jacko Bones for me to test this, but I should double check that Jacko Bones is able to spawn without an issue, since that's one of the new ones. Yeah, I think that's due to library. Library command makes things behave very weird because I think it gets like offset on what color palette it should use, and it like never fixes itself. I think it's just a side effect of library. We've seen that happen before. I think it happens because chat puts me in library before I reach library legitimately. And for some reason that glitches it. Because like it tries to load like the logo for library and that breaks it. I think that's why that happens. Because we've seen that before this patch. It's not a new thing. So I might have to undo the Joseph's Cloak, which is kind of unfortunate. But yeah, you win, chat. I don't feel like going in level 1 with 7 strength, 80 health, and my best weapon was what? At the time? Question mark. Scimitar, like it only adds 5 to attack. The enemies have like 600 health. I'm like, no, no, thank you, chat. I really don't want to sit through that. So I guess that's it for now. I think from the standpoint of the bot, there's things I want to change, but I'm not going to worry about it this patch. I think I'm going to kill the chat bot as well, so do not bother joining Crucible. So are there any other things I want to change? I'll keep in window color. That seemed okay. The Richter respawn, I'm assuming was working, because it's a very simple check. But the confiscate, I just have to see. I might have missed a logic check, because I'm removing it from the pool. Because I did find that kind of annoying that it would unequip it and then put it in your inventory. I'm like, I'd rather it just not unequip me in that scenario. Although, I don't know. We'll see. I guess that would cause an inconsistency with swap equipment. So, we'll see. I think my rule of thumb is, if it's just going to give you back the item anyway, I don't really want it to remove it. Although I do want it to give you new items with swap equipment. I don't know, we'll see. I'm torn about it. But in any case, I think I have enough to work on for next week. I'll probably just focus on Axe Armor when we go to play next weekend. I don't think I want to do Vanilla Alucard. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't have as much fun with Vanilla Alucard for sure, but man, it just feels really bad when you just don't get a good weapon compared to like Axe Armor. Like Axe Armor, I could figure things out. This character, I'm like, I don't know. Level 1 reverse castle, not my thing for sure, especially with ambush. But oh well, it is what it is. So anyway, chat, I'm gonna end the stream now. I think we did about how long I wanted to stream. I was thinking it was gonna be about 3 hours. We started a little after 8, I think. So that checks out. So from the perspective of Mayhem, we'll do one more, I think, next weekend. I don't know if I'll complete the seed, but at least I'll go through testing purposes. But I think I've seen enough for testing. And I'll figure out what I want to do with like Jacobones and stuff like that. But I think for now, chat, you've worn me out. I am tired. So from that standpoint, we're going to say goodbye to YouTube first. So if you got this far in the video or the VOD, hope you enjoyed Mayhem and hope to see you again next time.